Love this guy. He's one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball. He's one of our favorite guests whenever we want to talk baseball, and he's been kind enough to join us here on the Rich Eisen Show from the Colorado Rockies, the four-time All-Star Charlie Blackmon. How are you, Charlie?
Hey, Rich. Thanks for having me back.
Wait, oh, please, come on, man. You are always welcome here. Where have you sheltered in place, Charlie?
I am currently in Denver.
Okay.
And that way I feel like I am not on complete vacation. I'm here in my home park, trying to stay focused, trying to stay ready, because we don't have a whole lot of information. But hopefully that changes tomorrow.
So what are you hearing? What are you and your fellow Rockies and also colleagues across Major League Baseball you might be in contact with hearing right now?
So tomorrow there's going to be a meeting between the Players Association leadership and Major League Baseball, and they're going to discuss some sort of outline upon which we can hopefully return to playing the game. Everybody wants to play. You know, we haven't had a lot of information the past few weeks, months. We're just kind of sitting on ready, just trying to stay in shape. So hopefully this is the beginning where we get the ball rolling and we move towards normalcy.
Well, in terms of that, we'll get to how you're staying in shape and how you've been spending part of your quarantine in a second. You said everybody wants to play. You basically think that, you can safely say your colleagues, your friends in the game are like, let's do this thing. Is there a large but? What do you think?
Yes and no. I am surprised at this point that we don't have any or we don't have more confirmed cases among players in the game. Most of the players are pretty far removed from New York, but all of the teams are playing in major cities, and you can't ignore the fact that there is a pandemic going on. But I think we have the ability to test frequently enough and do our best at isolating players such that we can get going. A lot of players have concerns. You know, I'm one of them. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to bring people together such that other people get sick, especially those that are at risk. But at the same time, I'm not playing. I'm not getting paid. Neither are a lot of the people that work at the stadium. There's a lot of people that depend on Major League Baseball for their livelihood. But bigger than that, it's this country needs baseball. We need to get back to summer life. We get back to normalcy, being able to watch live events on TV. We need that badly.
Yeah, I don't blame you for saying that, Charlie. You're spot on there, and I just want to give you the floor here and what you meant by that. That this country needs baseball and the opportunity that baseball does have here of having the stage and taking it.
Yeah, I mean, it's when was the last time you watched a live event? I mean, so you watched the NFL draft, and that was done remotely. It's just something that we miss. I think it's crazy how many of my friends that I talk to that are watching, reruns of old baseball games, or pretty much everybody burned through the Michael Jordan documentary. Anything that's relevant to current events in terms of, especially in the sporting world, is important to our culture right now.
Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies here on the Rich Eisen Show. Just a couple more questions about this, and then I do want to just, catch up with you here. So would you be fine quarantining if the proposal comes to you that, hey, you will have to go to a spot and spend at least 14 days there, and then maybe the way that we get through all this is that baseball settles in one spot? I'm hearing that's not going to be the proposal, that it will be actually where you would be able to play in Colorado and then figure out who can get to you and where you can get to safely. But if it's quarantine, is that an issue, Charlie?
No, that's not an issue. Guys around the league work so hard to get here. If you were to say, hey, all we have to do to play baseball is quarantine, you're like, I'm not batting an eye at that. That's, I'm quarantining right now. I mean, I'm doing everything I can do to stay healthy and safe and not spread this to my teammates. I mean, it's not something we haven't already been doing. I'm definitely prepared to do that.
And did you take that antibody test? Were you one of the many who took that?
I have not taken it. I have inquired about it and done some research, and I know that there are some tests that aren't as accurate as they need to be just yet. There are some tests that are better. I am going to try and get one through the team, through Major League Baseball. We're going to have to test everybody really soon, in my opinion. So I'm going to hold out until then. I haven't experienced any symptoms. And,
so
I don't.
What about you in terms of your when you're talking about quarantine? What about some of your colleagues who have wives and children and things like that, Charlie? I mean, is that a problem about quarantining and staying away from family members for weeks, months at a time?
Yeah, that is a big problem, but I kind of fall on the line of, this is what I've chosen to do, and this is my life's work, and this is really important, and it's also probably why I'm pretty good at it so far. It's what I want to do, and there's a lot of sacrifices I've made, and I'm willing to make some more sacrifices to play the game in terms of my life away from the field. Do I think there's an ability to include your family within the quarantine? Yeah, I think there's some wiggle room there. Significant others, kids, as long as they're willing to, be in quarantine as well. They can't be out going all over town, going shopping at the mall, and then come get you sick, and then you go to the park and get everybody else sick. But, I think that might be a necessary evil, at least early on, until we get things figured out.
Charlie Blackmon of the Colorado Rockies here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, what have you been doing outside of getting ready for the campaign, sir, that we're hoping you actually go and rake in? What do you got?
It's weird having all of this free time. I tell you, I'm usually very scheduled, especially this time of year. I've got travel, and the next 7 months are planned out for me. So in my free time, I've gone fishing. I got a new puppy dog. I've been doing a lot of work. We'll call it work. A lot of videos promoting charitable fundraisers in the community, graduation videos. I've done some podcasts. I recently did a podcast with my friend Chad Belding, who hosts The Foul Life on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah, Chad Belding, right? His podcast, This Life Ain't for Everybody. Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah, he gets he's a duck hunter, and that's what his show's about. He likes popular culture and athletes, and he interviews some guys on his podcast. Did one of those. I've somehow managed to get this huge chunk of time and then still feel like I've squandered it. I don't have a whole lot to show for it, and I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Okay, but I mean, you're not alone, Charlie. You are not alone. So, if you haven't become a concert pianist out of this thing, I understand. But have you binge watched any programs? Or have you done anything like that? Did you do the Tiger King? Did you do that? Or
oh yeah, did the Tiger King. Haven't finished the Michael Jordan thing yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of Netflix, Amazon Prime going on in our house. I've recently told my wife I'm going to cut back on the Call of Duty video games.
Okay.
I was getting pretty far down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
I'm now consider myself an expert dog trainer after all the YouTube videos that I've watched.
Oh, so you get the Cesar Millan in you a little bit, Charlie? You got a little bit of that going on? I like that. All right. The beard, Charlie. We know what it's like during a playing season. I imagine what it's like in quarantine. Charlie, what do you got for me there?
It's worse. It's
oh man,
I haven't got a haircut, a beard trim. Dude. I mean, since we, it's been a couple months now, so I'm looking a little rough. It's kind of hard to hide this beard under a mask.
It's about to say.
It's like a situation, like its own respiratory situation. When I put the mask on, I've got the beard, the mask. It's hard to breathe already.
Oh man. So can we get a current photograph of it? Would you mind taking one and tweeting it out at Rich Eisen Show for our records?
Yeah, we can do that. I've got some time, actually.
Well, I don't know if you're aware what the Denver Post is doing locally. They're playing your games on MLB The Show 2020, and you had a hell of a day yesterday. Are you aware of that, Charlie?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you had 2 home runs.
I had no idea.
You had 2 home runs in their virtual, and there's a great shot of you, from the video game, and the beard is clearly not what it is now because it's nice and tight, looks trim. But you raked yesterday virtually, so congratulations.
Well, thank you. I worked really hard for that.
Taking it just one virtual game at a time. All right, so will you please, at Chuck_Nasty, please take out a photograph of you currently and then tweet it at Rich Eisen Show, and we will share it with our viewers and listeners as well, just to check this thing out.
You got it.
Excellent. I appreciate the time, Charlie, and I hope, I really do hope that what happens and is presented to you and the rest of your membership and the rest of your playing colleagues is something that everybody feels that we can do. My kids miss it, man. I miss it. The country, as you said, could really use it, but obviously everybody's got to be on the same page and be safe about it,
Yeah, I just hope that our goal is to get back on the field and play the game, right? Like that's what we need. That's what both sides want. I hope we don't get caught up in the politics too much. I would like to expedite this situation and get back to playing ball.
Now, when you say politics, you're not talking about American politics. Are you just talking about the internal?
Well, no. I mean, I that's a whole nother show, Rich.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, Charlie. But I mean, in terms of the inner workings of baseball, I mean, everybody, right? I mean, this is the opportunity for the national pastime as when I was a kid to get out there. I would watch any game, anytime, any inning, anything. Again, if I'm understanding that everybody's all on the same page and it's not going to get anybody harmed in making the product,
Yes. I mean, right up there with we need to get back on the field and play. We got to keep guys healthy. And then I just hope those are the only 2 factors, right? I hope we don't get caught up in money or interest here or there on either side that aren't getting on the field and playing. And staying healthy. I hope nothing else gets in the way.
Charlie, me too. I appreciate the time, man. Miss chatting with you. You're one of my favorite guests, certainly from the world of baseball, and you're just a regular dude just trying to rake and make ends meet and be out there for everybody. So I really appreciate it. Good luck. Let's keep in touch.
Thanks a lot, Rich.
Right back at you, and I look forward to that photograph.
All right.
Okay, there we go. It's Charlie Blackmon. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.